Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Wars 1 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Wehrmacht player, we have LuckyStilet. Ooh, looks like he's lagging a little bit. Spawning as his teammate as the other Wehrmacht player, we have Phalanx. Spawning as the US forces, we have Mac, not a Big Mac. And as the British forces, we have Brutal Hummel. Again, a name that does not match the faction. We used to say Big Mac. United States, of course, known for Big Macs. Though I really don't like McDonald's. My favorite fast food restaurant is probably Rally's. Also known as Checkers, depending where you're at. Pioneers making their way down south. We could do, looks like both the Allied players also making their way down south. That will allow the Northern Wehrmacht player to capture up everything with no problem. Of course, the Wehrmacht quarters. Got a Schimwagen, may want to push his way down south. His teammate, similar build rate, so I'm guessing another Schimwagen. Yep, Schimwagen. You copy my strats? Yes. Jeep is on his way out. Looks like try to copy it as the US player as well. Intersection being played out. No Bren carrier right there. Let's take a look at the lieutenant there. Most wide variety of any build openers, probably Brits, having access to the lieutenant, Bren carrier, and infantry sections. Not really saying much, however. I suppose the US player can always go to support weapons center first, but that's a little bit more rare thing to see, and we don't see that. A little bit easy to tell with that one. Schimwagen and Jeep engaging at close range. Schimwagen hasn't actually sustained a whole lot of damage, or only has like a single point of damage there. So other Schimwagen's pushing way forward, trying to block it right there. Jeep, the engineers are receiving quite a bit of fire, though. First sniper, then Volk's tier 2. I guess that's what his build order. Or maybe he's telling his teammate to go for that. Up here, just captured some sectors. Please 2 MGs. So he's asking his teammate to go for 2 MG42. Rifleman squad advancing forward. We got the intersection engaged in the Schimwagen as well. Scope rifle squad here, and does go and suppress down a freshly upgraded scope rifle squad. This Schimwagen may try to trying to knock around the scope rifle squad, prevent the MG42 from the overrun. Jeep and Rifleman squad advancing forward. Schimwagen is trying to engage. It is nearly fully repaired. Pioneer squad that was repairing it does fall back. This Schimwagen is quite wounded, trying to repair it up right now. Looks like the Jeep intersection and Rifleman squad are going to make their way up to the high ground. Now, we do have a Wehrmacht sniper deployed on the field. He's asking his teammates going for some Volks there. Our squad is seeing some fire now. And they're going to make their way up north. We do got the Scope Rifle squad captured the munitions sector. Other Scope Rifle squad is supporting his teammates with Riflemen. Looks like the Scope Rifle squad is going to just engage the Schimwagen. Over here, we do got the lieutenant, and now we're seeing some fire from the Pioneers, but let's have the Jeep to support. They would try to go for some tank traps. Schimwagen gains some good damage there onto the Riflemen. Both Grenadiers are trying to capture them point soon, and we've got both Scope Rifle squads now falling back. Rifle squad now receiving quite a bit of automatic weapons fire from the engineers. Jeep's here to support them. And this how the Pioneer squad needs to fall back sooner rather than later, because won't be able to have engaged all of these forces. There's a bit of light cover there. Rifle squad trying to close the distance there, able to get some good damage on in. The Rifle squad is quite wounded, so will sustain a lot of damage there from the Pioneer, but they'll spend their time running around. We do now have a British MG emplacement, a Vickers emplacement. Vickers placement only costs us manpower as well as population room, while the US one doesn't cost any population room, but does cost a bit of fuel. Pros and cons. Rifleman squad does get suppressed there by the MG42, very good. Notice the Flamer Pioneer is going to try to repair out that Schimwagen now. Does have a second MG42 over here, like his teammate requested, and does get to suppress this down the Scope Rifle squad. Both Grenadiers getting some good damage there. Jeep is starting to advance. Lots of automatic weapon fire onto the Jeep now. He may be eyeing Panzer Phalanx, maybe a little bit too early for a Panzer Phalanx. Nope, he may get the kill there without needing a Panzer Phalanx either way. Field support truck now to put out for the Brits.
Our petrol stores are
Ooh,
under
this
NCO's
HQ is
report, Lieutenant
very
is
far
KIA.
forward. Most people tend to go a little bit farther back here, but that one is in the middle of the sector, which can be very, very dangerous or very powerful. Both at the same time, honestly. Get sniper if you want. Get S. Talking about the. Oh no, he's just talking about. These are the Wehrmacht players talking about the US and Brit. Agent 42 making his withdrawal. We do have a bunker here. That looks like a position for a repair bunker, not a casualty recovery bunker. Just going to rush for tier 4. Asking for packs and Stukas. He's going for Stukas. He may want to go for defensive in order to get some good synergy there with veteran Black 88s. But that's just a possibility. Engineers engaging or recommend engaging the Schimwagen. Does receive a bit of fire there. Flame Pioneers can make their advance, or advancing by building tank traps. Both Grenadiers, Pioneers making their way up north. That looks like an observation post to me. Scope rifles advancing forward, trying to overrun this MG42. They may be successful, and he should be able to get the wipe there. And we do now have, I believe that's for the Fatherland, just been activated right there, so he's gone for defensive. 2 packs, okay. No casualty clearing station there, so no forward healing, but does have a captain. Getting a sledge trench for the captain wouldn't be half bad, just make sure he doesn't go down. And leading the captain in the sector would be very, very powerful. So putting a sledge trench right there to throw the captain there, I think is a good idea. We do have Pack 38 has been deployed now. We do got a Kriegsberg for both players. A lot of US infantry here. And now do have a fresh Stuart light tank. There's a Pack 38. And they do spot the Pack 38. There's 2 Pack 38s on the field, 1 for each player. And that is a casualty cleaning, casualty recovery bunker. I thought it was going to be a repair bunker. Too early for a repair bunker, but that's usually a spot for one. By the way, casualty recovery bunker there has put out. Pack 38 finds. Ooh! Volkswagen receive canister rounds. Volkswagen do fall back. Stuart does receive some Pack 38 fire. Almost goes down, but still alive. Pack 38 does get decrewed. 1 casualty has been recovered. And does Stuart just bounce off a gun? Just bounced off a Schimwagen? Please tell me that Stuart did not bounce his gun on a Schimwagen. Let's get some good suppression there. Sticky Bomb does connect on the Schimwagen. Rifleman squad quite wounded there. Volkswagen squad does fall back. Casualty clearing station, casualty recovery bunker is still up and going. Good suppression there onto these forces, and the Rifleman squad does overrun that MG42. Wehrmacht sniper firing away, 11 kills so far. Stuka looks to be employed now. That could be just meant for mounted play style. Nothing's still in the back, however.
Petrol dump under attack.
You could throw the Pioneers in the back of it to get the MGs least firing.
Section reporting. We've got rounds incoming to move.
Taking some shots right there. We do have, looks like the sniper now firing away as well. Both Grenadiers are seeing quite a bit of fire from these infantry sections. The infantry sections, however, getting whittled away. These Volkswagen squads just constantly firing. And now the Stuart has been fully repaired, making his advance. He could try throwing hands of house into it, but does not. Multiple casualties being recovered by the medics now. And there may be opening there for the medics. And he force fire that hedge there to get his MG42 firing. If he did, that's actually pretty good play. Pack 38 needs to find another angle there on the Steward. He is not in angle. May have angle right now. He's force finding opening now. Flaming Pioneer does fall back. Regular Pioneer falls back as well. Does take out some of the tank traps that were not fully built. And do have looks at the back of the half-track firing away as well.
COs have what they need to call in artillery.
War artillery has been selected for the Brits, pretty standard. And we've got infantry dock company as well for the US player. So we do have 2 sets of potential artillery. Off-high power troop now raining on in. Gets some damage right there. Bars have been researched as well, and P40 Volks have been deployed out as well. Pack 38 does get fully destroyed there by the off-high power troop. Down south, we've got this Pack 38 getting overrun by the infantry sections. This player, of course, has gone for defensive. That leaves him for an unknown doctrine, so let's keep him selective for the time being. Has good reserve of manpower. I think he said he's going to go for tier 4. Does have 2 half-tracks as well. We've got a Warferman upgrade, the Walking Stuka upgrade. Infantry 42 firing away, does suppress down the riflemen. Flamer Engineers does fall back. And we've got the Warferman being fired. Looks like both of them firing right now. Let's decrew the AT gun. He could perhaps claim that AT gun for his own usages. Flaming Pioneer advance forward. Pack 38 does get decrewed. Reinforcing the MP42. MP42 sort of stuck in a corner right there. And for the Fatherland has been activated as well. Scope rifles getting some good damage on in. And now, ooh, canister rounds. Let's get a couple guys, models drop right there. He can potentially recover the medics, or casualties, but it looks like all the medics are down. Something being called in right there from the captain. He does find a direct hit there on the Pack 38. 45-pounder has been deployed on out, of course. Do we Men of War Assault 2? I haven't casted Men of War Assault 2. I haven't really looked into a lot of Men of War stuff. I know there's a newer one on, at least in, was it open beta or closed beta? I haven't really looked into Men of War. I just remember that the first one had really, really cheesy voice acting. Like, really, really cheesy voice acting. Grenadiers have been deployed. Fresh squad of Grenadiers from the capture recovery bunker has been deployed on out. MP40 Volks advancing forward. We got some artillery raining on him. Great hits there on those scope rifles, forcing them back. A bit of splash damage there onto the Steward. The VPs are in favor of the Allies by a small margin right now, and it's growing larger. Here's some more artillery, not sure where. Onto the casualty recovery bunker. He will need to get that repaired if it survives the barrage. Needs some good hits there. And we do have the whole Grenadier squad falling on back now. Over here, we've got the snipers moving around. Warframe and half-tracks getting repaired up as well. Scope rifle squads have been reinforced, mostly, and making their way forward once again. Casualty recovery bunker is quite wounded. No doctrine selected for this Wehrmacht player just yet. Manpower blitz?
We're losing a sector.
Saying that's bad, so guess not. Section now seeing some fire from these various forces. AT gun, US AT gun has been captured. Scope squad does get suppressed. We got the rifleman squad's advance forward does sweep this landmine here as well. Asking for Stu. Warframe half tracks scurrying around, trying to avoid fire. Does eventually one light vehicles. Let's see. I see I'm on Rumble. Is there any value over there? Do you get more views? Actually, for my live streams, I actually do get more views on Rumble. I think like recently, a couple weeks ago, one of my views got up to 1,000 views. Does get a wipe there on one of the Volk's Grenadiers. Rifleman squad's trying to eye for some sticky bombs. And it looks like, oh, got a shot there from this sniper as well. Got 2 snipers in the region, force back the Rifleman squad. But yeah, to more address the question now. I do get good viewership on Rumble, and do generally get more constant live viewership in compared to my Twitch streams as well. Long story short, I do get pretty good engagement on Rumble. Though probably because it's a smaller platform. And there's probably not... I don't know. I don't know why exactly, but I do get generally more viewership on Rumble. Though my following is a little bit smaller, I just reached 50, which is nice to see. But then again, my YouTube subscriptions are at, what, 430-ish? Got some more vector target coming on in right there from the captain. Get some great hits right there. Casualty recovery bunker may go down. Doesn't want me to make sure he doesn't go into his own artillery barrage. Flame engineers pushing way forward to get some good damage there on the grenadiers. And over here, trying to get some more reinforcements. Snipers getting some hits there on the flamer engineers down south. We got, looks like an AT gun. Warfman barrage just raining on in. Almost got the captain right there. Vickers emplacement is also getting quite wounded and needs to perhaps repair that up. Maybe some repair engineers can also get it overhealed. Rifleman squad is advancing forward. Does get some landmines, more landmines being deployed on now. Snipers using multiple hits there on the Rifleman squad. Grenadiers, good stick to the light, cover and engage. One pan truck right there. He may be trying to flank around, hit that British HQ command truck, but he's just probably just going for this strategic point.
Forces are ready for assault.
Yep, they have gone for double artillery. Do have the Blitzkrieg now available. Let's go for the manpower blitz first. We got the MP40 Volks. Do got a lot of half tracks here. We do of course have 2 AT guns as well. Down south, that is the Stuart still alive. 16 kills, doing some good work.
We have 300 points left.
And now we do got the Warframe barrage raining on in, gain some good damage in. 88s. 88. It may be pinging somewhere, can't really tell exactly. Scoper of supposed advancing forward, more Warframe's raining on it. Vickers placement has gone down. And that's just Grenadiers. Scoper of squads, one of them had 2 members. Snipers could potentially finish those off. Snipers also have to be very careful about the deploy designated marksman. Need some good hits there.
Resources for Blitz are now available.
Now manpower blitz now available. He does have Panzer Command. I'm not sure what vehicle Vet you see. That's the Vet 3 light vehicles, and Vet 1 is that support infantry or irregular infantry. He's got nice crossbow supply infantry. And there's support infantry there. I always get the symbols mixed up. Artillery raining on in right there. Rifleman squads advancing forward. Grenadiers and Volks Grenadiers advancing forward. Casualty recovery bunker is receiving quite a bit of fire. Needs 2 more casualties to get a fresh grenadier. There's another model being recovered there. Patrick does roll a miss there. Got the Vegetancy 3 vehicles there. Warfman barrage raining on in. And there goes the Stuart to the flak 80 on the high ground. The casualty recovery bunker does go down, however. Oh, there was a flak 80. I was expecting on top of the ridge line, but it's on the low ground. I suppose before all these hedges destroyed, it can be placed on the low ground. Artillery now running on in over there. And also Warfman barrage, counter barraging. Getting some good damage in. Going for cancel the casualty clearing station. Another Knights Crossholders has been pulled now. Got Veteran C1 in the infantry now. Support units are on the way. Snipers getting some good hits there. Volks Grenadiers are falling them back. And here it looks like the Rifleman squad getting overran by the MG42, or not being overran, but being suppressed by the MG42. Grenadier Rifleman squad does throw a grenade right there, but was largely unsuccessful. Got in between the two squads. Over here, Warfmans are firing away, forcing back these intersections. Volks Grenadiers are seeing a bit of fire there. Knights crossroads advancing forward. Ooh!
We have lost.
And he annihilates his own squad right there. That was completely on him. Adventures to 2 infantry. Going for tank pressure scene, perhaps going for all squads wouldn't be that bad. Both their opponents are not deploying out any sort of vehicles or tanks, so going for all squads wouldn't be half bad. Knights crossroads are seeing a bit of fire there. Does full retreat now.
We're losing territory.
And decapture the central VP. We've got a lot of British infantry here, including some sappers. Captain almost goes down. Captain needs to just be put in a slit trench behind the line. And he has actually packed up and redeployed his HQ command truck.
Our forward supply lines
Or just
are
backing
broken.
up in general right now. He may be trying to avoid this sector because the artillery is just being too problematic for him. The AT gun does get decrewed there. So their non-existent tanks can advance with impunity. British artillery just got called on in, forces back the various infantry squads. And now we've got Rangers squad now, and that is the Thompson Rangers. Does get a couple bazooka shots off. One does hit the half track. And we do have the MG42 now hitting that Ranger squad. Can use fired up to get out of suppression. Does use fired up to get out of suppression. And over here we've got the snipers patrolling around. Bunk, I guess I'm saying repair bunker. Fires a couple shots there, one shot there. Gets a model. It was one of the bazooka models there, and the 25-pounder nails the Rangers. Wolfen Barrage raining on in. Got the Volk Grenadiers falling back, so is the Volks Grenadiers. The other manpower blitz have been pulled out. Do now have a full Panther being pulled out. Nice heavy asset. Even though I'm not a huge fan of people using Panthers for frontline tanks, it's still very, very durable to say the
The
least.
enemy advances.
Observation post being deployed on out. And we do have now the engineers capturing the VP. Artillery now raining on in, does decrew the flak gate. Flak gate still has half health. Now it's about 25% health. Now about 20% health.
One of us snipers.
Now it's about 10% health. And looks like the Volks Grenadiers are going to try recruiting it. One of the snipers have gone down. Looks like both the snipers have gone down. And destroys the flak 88 as he recruited it. Volks Grenadiers and Grenadiers advancing forward. Two rifle squads are suppressed. Knights crossroads are advancing slow. For the fatherland has been active. They use these cover there for, or not cover, sector 4 for the fatherland. As crossroads are receiving quite a bit of focus fire there. MP40 Volks has the opportunity to engage while for the fatherland's active. They do advance out of the sector there. As crossroads are being flinched on forward. They do fall back now. Knife has no levels of veterancy, nor is there any veterancy on the field queue. You're a sniper. There's actually a US sniper right here. Pioneers are going to trying to pursue that sniper. As US snipers trying to bring call in artillery. Warframe half tracks advancing forward. Very, very congested. Fires a barrage right there. It's largely missing. US sniper has been spotted by the Panther. And the Panther has trouble firing against it. There may be a landmine in the retreat path. A US landmine. Oh, I hear Rangers advancing forward with riflemen.
Assault troops are awaiting deployment.
We've got these forces now advancing forward, trying to get some good engagements. And we've got the Thompson Rangers advancing forward, does force back the MG42. A couple good hits there on the Panther. Panther, of course, has plenty of health. We've got riflemen advancing forward, maybe trying to go for some sticky bombs. These Warframe half-tracks just need to fall back, avoid fire. Rangers are currently exhausted. They do get out of exhaustion now. Parasitic bombs do connect onto the Panther. And it does get an engine crit there. Nothing else. Artillery still running on. Warping half-tracks still need to get on out of there. Receiving some bazooka fire. Panther slowly crawling away over here. The infantry is facing forward. Looks like some warping half-tracks. That's where the warping half-tracks were firing. Getting some good damage there onto the infantry sections. Up north, we got the rifleman squads advancing forward. Sounds like something went down right there. Rangers firing around every single direction. Repair bunker could receive some fire, but has plenty of health to angle with. Rifleman is trying to put rush for some more sticky bombs, and the rifleman Rangers do get suppressed. The Panther does get destroyed in crit there, so severely wounded. Now looks like an off-map power shoot running on in. The Pioneers need to get out of there, so the Pioneers are go down. Now Stu's gonna be pulling out. Stu's a very... Holy crap. He has gone for defensive. All these pinto mounts now firing. What was he thinking? He tried to go for a vector target right there, but it's going to accomplish nothing. Brings some officer artillery onto HQ. Why did he do that? There, he's heroic charged in there, ran straight into a defensive doctrine's base, and got ripped apart. And I think he said 280 for the 28cm rocket barrage. Charging on forward, does pack on up. Gain some great damage there. Unable to get a squad wipe, however. I think that captain may have went down at least. That was spot the 25-pounder. He could potentially call in the 25-pounder on that. Going for a grenade. That's a stun grenade, right? Not sure why he went for grenades on that. Sure, he does some damage there. Stuns this other guy there. I'm not sure why he's using that ability. Okay. That was not very useful. Another shoot has been pointed out. Warping the half-tracks advancing forward. One of them did fire. There's that efficiency 2 tanks now. There's also now a 30 cal placement there. Panther has fully gone down as well. Half-tracks advancing forward. Getting some great hits there onto the casualty clearing station. And look at this. The Brit is losing so much because of that stupid overextending charge. He should not have done that charge there. He lost the casualty clearing station as well as now the 25-pound is down because he just charged like that, which is a horrible idea. Alright, asking over VPs. Ooh, that's looking like a pretty good hit there. Oh yeah, there's some drop pits. So he must have lost a sapper. Wolfram and half-tracks pushing away on forward. This HQ has seen better days, but honestly, you don't really need to take time to repair it. The chance of it's going down and you're still going to have a chance of winning is very unlikely. Stu is advancing forward. We got a probe charge being activated once again. Rolls the middle of a 7-10 split right there. Harvest. Oh, talking about a carcass somewhere. Oh, the Panther carcass. Rangers advancing forward, does find the Grenadiers. And now we do have Oswin. Very, very nice. Now we've got the off-map power shoot raining on in. Does fall back to these forces. We see a bit of damage right there. The airlock cars may go down, but losing that's a minor loss at this point in time. Is to rain on forward. Holy crap. What shot was that? That was a Stu. Does pick it up Piet there with the rifle squad. Oswin has plenty of health to tingle with the rifleman with the Piet. Going with Sister VP, and that will solve the victory points and start slowly regaining the advantage. So there's US sniper firing some shots there onto the Knights Cross holders. Got Stu and Oswin now advancing to the center. Oswin is a little bit wounded, may want to stay back, get some repairs. Asking for a rocket somewhere. Lots of warfare in there. Stu is severely wounded. Oh, he's found a landmine or got sticky bomb. Down south of this, Stu is advancing forward. And airburst barrage raining on in. Elite infantry, so now he has elite Knights Cross holders. I think a quick look at everybody's resources. Rifleman squad does fall back. The Brit does not have a lot of manpower. Plenty of fuel, decent reserve of munitions. The US player has a mixed force here. It does have a bit of manpower, a bit of munitions, a bit of fuel, nothing too significant. The defensive player has a very good reserve of munitions, able to call in multiple rocket barrages as well as British artillery, and probably has enough fuel for the rest of the game. And the Blitzkrieg player does have a decent reserve of fuel, good reserve of manpower, could save up for more manpower blitz, and with that, he should have plenty of manpower for the rest of the game. Oh, Stug found that destroyed structure. Wolfman Barrage raining on in, trying to deal with that command truck. Stug now receiving some fire from the Piets. This is a fire in return. Hellcat's been pulled out by the US player that's not from the off-map combat group. Patrick does roll miss there from the Grenadiers, got some airburst rounds missing. Cromwell has been pulled out as well. Good there on the Stu. Oh, here, this awesome Pack 38 trying to charge on his forward. Stu receiving some bounces there. Patrick advances forward with all the fatherland active, gets a good hit. Rolls a miss there as well. Stu finds a shot there. Cromwell crushes some models there. Mango destroyed. Rolls back to the Panstrike squad. Pack 38 over here. Rotating his gun around. Cromwell now seeing some hits. Does take up the Stu. Cromwell now seeing multiple hits there, but it looks like he may skip on out. There's a bit of an opening for Pack of fire. May see a passive house onto the Hellcat, taking it out. And the Cromwell looks like will escape. More Wolfman Barrage raining on in. Cromwell still a bit wounded. Not sure if the Knights Crossholders Panzer Faust could take up the Cromwell.
They're firing on us! Here!
Section does fall back. Also want to gain some much needed repairs. And another Hellcat's been pulled out, and this one is not from off-map combat group either. Yeah, the Axis players have done a great job. The Allies have plenty of time to train tickets for resources, however. If they were to stall out longer, it would actually go much better for them. Grenadiers advancing forward. We've got these two squads of riflemen, Bet 1, Bet 2. He's asking for them to pull out 88. Grenadier squads do fall back. Wolfman barrages raining on in, missing the various infantry sections. Now we do have a slick trench being deployed now, not a scope rifle. Two rolls a miss there. Oswin firing away. So trench being deployed out by the Brits. They could help them hold the line a little bit better. Of course, makes it vulnerable to the various Warframe half-tracks. Speaking of Warframe half-tracks, getting some great hits there on the British forces. It does take out the AT gun there with the Flak 88. Flak 88 is, of course, really good versus the AT guns and overruns the sniper there with his nice crossholders. Machine gun placement is severely wounded. Could eventually finish that off. MG42 being redeployed has 8 kills. And we've got some airburst rounds that are now raining on in. Cromwell makes an advance forward and does spot the scarce as well. Could throw some stun grenades into that trench. And Piet is being fired out from the trench as well. As Crossholder needs to fall back sooner rather than later. But we do got another Hellcat.
Unit has died in heroic action.
Ooh, and that Knight's Crossholder fully goes down. And looks like the Flak 8 is now getting decrewed repeatedly. Good hit there. Two grants down. I think that means his own forces. Cromwell and Stu tangling out. We've got Veteran 3 on the Blitzkrieg players' vehicles. Oswin, do we see any additional Veteran on the Oswin's players' vehicles? Nope, not just yet. He's a little bit low in manpower, plenty of munitions, even more so. The Axis players are bleeding out more tickets right now. 280. I asked him the 280 rocket barrage. He needs a bit more aggressive with the rocket barrage available. He needs to just get aggressive with it. No need to save it up. Rocket barrage is only good if you actually use it. Speaking of something used, looks like the off-map power shooting raining on in. And Rifleman are inside the slit trench, almost destroyed, but ooh, airburst rounds rain on in on top of Volk's Grenadiers. Hellcat advancing forward, trying to engage that Oswin. Oswin firing some shots in return, but largely missing. Going for the Warp from half tracks is now. Warp from half track does fire a round and falls back, so does get his foot on cooldown. And now the Oswin now is seeing quite a bit of fire right there. Stu receiving quite a bit of fire now. Finds a hit there on the Chromo. Stu's going to be overran potentially. We got a potential Panzerfaust from the Volksgrenadiers. That's about it. Hellcat charging forward. There's also some take traps here from Blue. And it looks like the Stu will go down. Fires a miss there. Now do got for the Fatherland being activated once again. Contract's trying to find some shots there. It's actually a decent hit there. Potentially the Hellcat can go down to the Panzer Shrek. Right now it needs to find a better angle there. Hellcat does roll a miss there. Panzer does roll a miss as well. Main gun destroy crit there. I like it. This gun's going to be very useful in engagement either way. Pack ready, make it the kill there. Rolls a bounce there, so it does not take up a Stu. Scope rifles and Captain advancing forward. I still say the Captain needs to be put back in the back line and get in a slit trench and let the lieutenants call in artillery. Captain's bringing in some artillery somewhere. I'm not sure where. Ooh, good hit there on the Grenadiers. Grenadiers need to fall back, far too wounded. And now here comes the War from half track. It should be able to destroy that slit trench. It does destroy the slit trench, and the follow-up rockets did not splash the very, very tightly grouped riflemen. Oh, I saw something went down there, some sort of vehicle. Rocket barrage did come on in. And it looks like just that may have been the M2. Nice crossorders running around. And he definitely used quite a bit of munitions so far. He's now down to 300, a little less than that. And the Cromwell's going to try for some crushes. Does get a full wipe there of the crush. Up north, we've got the Rifleman squads trying to overrun the fort from the half track. Those have got a sticky bomb onto it. Flame Pioneers for defense, Register Artillery trying to save them. A little bit of bent spear situation. And the Rifleman squad does fall back on some more artillery raining on in. We've got the Stu advancing forward trying to get some rounds there onto the Ranger squad. And it could be quite deadly if it gets the right spot. He may want to force fire and attack ground where they're at rather than just trying to do attack or move order onto it, but that takes a little bit extra micro, which sometimes it's very hard to even do something simple like that. Warp half tracks just raining on in everywhere but on top of the opponent's forces. Looks like another 28cm rocket barrage directly on the AT gun that should be fully destroyed. Slit trench getting burned alive as well. Destroys the slit trench there or got scuttled, can't really tell. And the Flamer Pioneers do fall back. More Warfman rounds raining on in. I think the lieutenant may have went down. Yeah, I think I just saw the lieutenant go down. There was a lieutenant there, right? We do have a fresh Panther from the Blitzkrieg player. Black 88 does find a hit there onto the Hellcat. The Axis players are down to 27 tickets. They don't have a lot of tickets remaining. The Allies are playing good VP game. Asking for some repairs. Pioneers are capturing up the VPs. Down south, Knights crossholders circling around. They do not have enough munitions to call in a off-map artillery strike again. Black 88 doing a good job of hitting these Cromwells. Rifleman squads advancing forward. Panthers and also firing away. Let's go and take a look at each player's resources. Brit player does not have a whole lot of resources. In fact, doesn't have his HQ command truck alive anymore. Oh wait, no, he does. Which is one ability is throwing me off. Infantry sections getting ripped apart. He has a lot of infantry sections there. It must have been all from the casualty recovery bunker. That's a lot of infantry sections. For the US player, enough fuel for the rest of the game, not enough, a lot of munitions, and has a small reserve of manpower.
Stand to.
Defensive player has enough fuel for the rest of the game still, and not enough for any sort of off-map. Though British artillery is actually now have enough munitions, you could perhaps use British artillery right now. Which too finds, however, a good hit there. Does interrupt the capture now. The Blitzkrieg player has just used another manpower blitz, getting him popped off as well as pretty close to pop cap, so he could perhaps just store a lot of manpower if he needs to. Drop the bar right there. Somebody really dropped the bar. Rifleman squad getting forced away by the Oswin. The Oswin could be very just campy and deny the VP from going down. At this point in time, they need to make sure the VP doesn't go down because they're too low on tickets to let that go up a chance. Wolfman barrage raining on in. Does fall back for all these forces. Corbo receiving some more flak 88 hits there. Rifleman squad and Pioneer advance forward. Needs to keep this munitions observation post alive because they both need that munitions for the rocket barrages and for the manpower blitz. Tiger Panzer has not been deployed out on the field. Just needs more population space for it. Also has a double warfare. Double. AT gun advancing forward, trying to get some hits there onto these Wolfram half tracks, and he is getting some hits there. Hellcat has advanced forward. Oswin needs to fall back, seeing 50 fire there. Got a register artillery barrage there, nailing the infantry squads, forcing them back. Observation posts will stay up and going, and Hellcat does have a instant crit now. Got Cromos blitzing on forward, Stu's getting overran, Flak 88 has been decrewed, Wolfram barrages raiding on in. Could go for a Panzerfaust onto this wounded Cromo. Could finish it off. He's trying to actually recruit the Flak 88. It does get some model crush there, so it does lose entire Volkswagen here due to the reinforcement. Trying to focus on the Flak 88 now. Gun rotating around. Should be able to finish off the wounded Cromo. No, it doesn't fire a shot off the time. Took too long for aiming. Stu now firing on these intersections. A lot of targets there. The Axis players are maintaining double capture. Workmen's are being overran. Flak 88 has not been recruited. The British just overrunning the Axis players. Nebel Warfare now running on in. Needs to hit this area right there. PS2 connect to the Flak 88. The Flak 88 is going to go down. Nebel Warfare getting hit there. Blitzkrieg has been activated. Got also registered artillery. Got everything being called in this force. Carmel's is still very much alive. Flak 88 has not been destroyed. Tiger Panzer blitzkrieging for, that's why he's used blitzkrieg. Does not get the higher, low health Cromo right there. Gets him miss right there, but I think the miss did still pen. Now trying to blitz away as well, getting through up there. Destroy agent crit on the rear one. Takes that one out, and that one is main gun destroy crit there. And there, destroy agent crit, though that's basically dead to the Black Pack 38. And one thing Warframes do go down. And now we do have the Stu advancing forward to engage his forces. A lot of dropped weapons here, mostly just bars, as well as a 30 cal. He does get a sticky bomb onto the Stu. Minesweeper Engineer does go down to the Panther. Both players have low munitions, looks like, and looks like the Brit forces are going to be retreating back to his HQ. The HQ is almost destroyed as well. There's a landmine here as well from the US player, which could be detonated by these stray shot. And it does go down to a stray shot. Stu now firing away. There's two Stus here. The Tiger Panzer could advance forward as well. There's a lot of infantry in front of them. The Tiger Panzer could try taking out the HQ command truck. Stu falling on back. Oh, good hit there by the Stu. Up to 28 kills for that Stu. Let that Stu in. Okay, that's a horrible joke. Cromwell pushing way forward. Pack 38 getting some good hits on in. Severely wounded. Tiger Panzer needs to start advancing forward. At least hitting the HQ mantra. Stu does go down to the airburst artillery. Panther firing some errant shots, and it looks like HQ command truck could go down soon. Pioneers as a repair pioneer, not a salvaging pioneer. Hellcat charging on forward, not from the off-map combat group, and the HQ command truck does go down. Riflemen advance forward, as well as Ranger squad.
We're losing a sector.
Intersection getting hit. Got these various intersections pushing forward with some captured bars. Black 88 going to get overran as well. How many Warfman half-tracks? Did he lose all of his Warfman half-tracks?
We have lost a unit.
All the Warfman half-tracks have gone down. That's actually quite a bit of a loss there, so now they don't have any sort of artillery. Man, I'm not sure how they all went down. I saw some go down, but not all of them. Panther severely wounded, receiving some artillery fire as well. Flak 88 getting nailed by the artillery. Panther needs to fall back. Flaming Pioneer trying to interrupt the scope rifle squad. One model does go down. Tiger Panzer trying to interrupt the capture. Needs to make sure and does take out that scope rifle squad. I think the airburst barrage may have actually took them out. I don't think that was from the Tiger tank. Chris there onto the Cromwell tank. Tiger tank does roll the miss killing blow there onto the Cromwell. Now have Blitzkrieg now being activated. I believe the airburst rounds are hitting the infantry too significantly. That's too much friendly fire damage. Bren's squad does go down, trying to interrupt this capture now. The Grenadiers could have reset the capture, but the airburst round took out the infantry section. That's too much friendly fire damage. These airburst rounds are annihilating everything. Blitzkrieg now being activated for getting the two Stews advancing forward. Giga Panzer does have damage. Engine crit could stick around to get repairs. Hellcat trying to crush the Pioneers. Stu getting some good damage onto the Hellcat, and also the Flak 88 does provide some good fires aboard. Stu may get the kill there. Nope, Stu's trying to go for other kills. And Flak 88 does get the kill there now. Pioneer squad does fall back. I'm sort of curious with the Flak 88. It has one vehicle kill. Thought it had more. It could have been from... Nope, Panther's not got any kills either. More artillery is raining on in. Each section is just advancing forward. Rangers getting some damage onto the Knights Cross holders. Big Panzer still does have damage engine crit, but should be repaired very, very soon. The infantry now receiving some fire from these Panthers. MG42 is on fire as well. MG42 has 12 kills. It's been a while since you've seen one actually just stay alive. Blitzkrieg being activated, trying to go for a crush there. Force back his opponent there with the register artillery. AT gun has been set on up. Looks like the Tiger Panzer has received some hits there from the AT gun, damaging or keeping the engine damaged. Looks like the Tiger tank will try to crawl away. Pioneer's trying to capture the central VP now. We have more and more airburst rounds raining on in and taking out these guys. With the airburst rounds able to overwatch this central point, that VP is very, very hard to capture. Thompson's getting some great hits there. Cromwell, fresh Cromwell has been floating out. Actually, that's not a fresh Cromwell, it has 2 kills. The Panzer advancing forward, trying to get some hits there on this intersection. Intersection trying to capture the point there. But it does get denied and fully wiped out. Airburst rounds getting some deadly hits on the Stu. The Stu needs to fall back. Panzer going to be backing out of that sector. More airburst rounds hitting the rifle or intersection squads. That captured bar is just annoying the crap out of me, trying to figure out who actually owns that squad. Stu firing, gets a deadly hit there on the rifleman squad. Big Panzer does get the wipe on that squad as well. It's there on the Rangers. AT guns trying to fire away, getting some great hits on the Tiger tank. Tiger tank just needs to fall back this one time. More and more airburst rounds just raining on in. Knights Cross Quarters receiving some fire, and we've got the Allsword now providing some fire support. I want to take a look at everybody's resources. The Brit has a small reserve of manpower, decent reserve of munitions, and plenty of fuel for the rest of the next 3 games. The US player has plenty of fuel as well, and also enough munitions to hold an off-map power shoot. Small pool of manpower. As a player does not have a lot of resources, does have a good number of munitions, probably get enough for another rocket barrage. And for the Blitzkrieg player, not a lot of munitions, but will of course get more manpower once it gets another manpower blitz. Do we have another walking Stukas? Just taking time to get some more walking Stukas. Wolfram and Barrage raining on in. And the airburst from artillery is just annihilating everything trying to capture that point. Knights Cross Swords is going to take time to decapture that point, which will of course give double capture in favor of the Axis players. And bleeding out their opponent's tickets is always important, especially at this point in time. Engineers getting annihilated there. AT gun does go down. Tiger Panzer not fully repaired just yet, but at 21 kills. Also at 8 kills now. Stu at 10 kills. Got looks like register artillery being brought on in there. Make the wipe there on the rifle squad. Doesn't look like it, however. Section and Captain advancing forward. Captain is very low health. I have a good feeling the Captain's going to go down very shortly. It's going for a vector target. Or Victor target.
Losing a second.
Have now received a bit of fire there. Scorpion is trying to capture the point. Imperial 4-2 is trying to suppress this force there. Off-map power shoot now raining on in. Oh, that could have been officer artillery. 1-2. Tiger Panzer does activate Blitzkrieg there. Only gets the point to be captured. Hummel and AT gun still firing away. Tiger Panzer going to charge on forward, trying to deal with these very structures. Takes out the captain. Also in here to support as well. Tiger Tank's almost down. He's going to get that Tiger Tank back. He's trying to go for a kill. Got the shoot here to support for the Tiger Tank, however. And it does get the decrew there on the AT gun. And it looks like the Allies have cast in the GG now. A very, very long game there. Panther Charger 4 takes out the Priest. Sticky Bomb does connect, and Bazooka Rangers are going to be firing away. Tiger Tank's going to scroll away. Good hits there on the AT gun, decrews it. We'll see at time to get all of his units in Veteran C3. There's there on the Piet squad. And oh, we do see an artillery officer. Rifleman squad advancing forward, trying to go for a sticky bomb there. Carmel severely wounded. Sniper flying away, does knock the squad wipe there. Also getting some sporadic damage on in. Looks like the forces, looks like the US player may be AFK at this point in time. They may be just taking time to chat. Headquarters command truck, of course, getting focused down. Command truck does go down, and we got another GG from the Allies. And one of the players have backed out of the game, so that's going to be the end of this game. Yep, they're both backed out, so let's just let this play out. And that's the end of the replay. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.